The JonBenet Ramsey Case, a true crime documentary. On the morning of December 26, 1996, in a quiet, snow-covered neighborhood in Boulder, Colorado, a mother found a note on her staircase. It was 3 pages long, written by hand, and it claimed her 6-year-old daughter had been kidnapped. But by the time the note was read, the crime it described had already ended, because JonBenet Ramsey was not missing. She was dead, inside the same house where the ransom note had been written. JonBenet Patricia Ramsey was born on August 6, 1990. She was the youngest child of John Ramsey, a successful executive in the technology industry, and Patsy Ramsey, a former beauty queen. The family lived in a large, multi-level home in Boulder, a college town known for its safety, affluence, and quiet streets. To the outside world, the Ramseys appeared to have everything. JonBenet attended school, thought she had friends. She played, laughed, and loved animals. She was also deeply involved in child beauty pageants, a decision driven largely by her mother. JonBenet wore elaborate costumes, heavy makeup, and performed choreographed routines under bright stage lights. To some, it was harmless competition. To others, it felt unsettling. But inside the Ramsey household, it was normal. Christmas of 1996 was supposed to be joyful. It would become infamous. On December 25th, the Ramseys attended a holiday party at a friend's house. JonBenet fell asleep in the car on the way home. John Ramsey later said he carried her upstairs and put her to bed without waking her. Her older brother, Beric, went to his room. The house went quiet. Nothing unusual was reported during the night. No screams, no sounds of struggle. No alarms. At least, none that anyone remembers. December 26, 1996, the 911 call. At 5:52 a.m., Patsy Ramsey called 911. Patsy Ramsey recreated audio. "We have a kidnapping. Our daughter is gone." She was frantic. She told the dispatcher she had found a ransom note on the stairs. The note demanded $118,000, an oddly specific amount, matching John Ramsey's recent bonus. It warned the family not to contact police. They did anyway. Police arrived within minutes. Friends were called. The house filled with people. And with each passing moment, the integrity of the crime scene slipped away. The ransom note was unlike anything investigators had seen. It was long, rambling, filled with references to action movies. It claimed to be written by a foreign faction, yet was written in fluent English. It threatened beheading. It promised a phone call that never came. Handwriting experts were divided. Some believed Patsy wrote it. Others disagreed. What everyone agreed on was this: the note was staged, and it had been written inside the house, using paper and a pen from the Ramsey kitchen. Police instructed John Ramsey to wait for the ransom call. Hours passed. Nothing happened. The house was never fully searched. The basement, large, cluttered, and dim, was overlooked. At around 1:05 p.m., an officer suggested John and a family friend search the house from top to bottom. John went straight to the basement. He opened the door to a small storage room and found his daughter. JonBenet Ramsey was lying on the floor. Her wrists were loosely bound. A cord was tied around her neck, attached to a broken paintbrush handle, fashioned into a garrote. She had suffered a massive blow to the head. Medical experts later determined the head injury likely came first. She had been sexually assaulted. Her body was covered with a blanket. John carried her upstairs. The crime scene was further compromised, but the damage had already been done. The autopsy revealed chilling details. JonBenet had been struck with enough force to cause a skull fracture nearly 8 inches long. The strangulation occurred afterward. She did not die immediately. There was evidence of prior sexual injury, raising disturbing questions about abuse. The official cause of death was ruled a homicide, but the manner and motive remained unclear. From the beginning, the investigation struggled. The Boulder Police Department had little experience with high-profile homicide cases. The crime scene was contaminated. Friends cleaned the kitchen. Evidence was moved. The body was handled improperly. Critical early hours were lost. Soon, suspicion turned inward. Public opinion shifted rapidly. Why would a ransom note be written if the child was never taken? Why call friends immediately? Why not search the entire house? Why wait months before formal police interviews? Fiber evidence linked Patsy's jacket to materials found on the body, but no single piece of evidence conclusively proved guilt. The Ramseys maintained their innocence and hired lawyers. The case exploded in the media. JonBenet became a symbol. Her pageant photos were everywhere. Speculation replaced evidence. Talk shows debated theories. The family was tried in the court of public opinion, and the truth became harder to reach. Another theory gained traction. An intruder may have entered the home through a basement window. A suitcase was found beneath it, possibly used as a step. Unidentified DNA was discovered in JonBenet's underwear, DNA that did not match any family member. Supporters of this theory argue the DNA proves an outsider. The crime was too complex to be staged by parents. The Ramseys were unfairly targeted. Critics argue no clear signs of forced entry. The ransom note points inward. An intruder lingering that long is implausible. In 1999, a grand jury reviewed the case. They voted to indict John and Patsy Ramsey for child abuse resulting in death and for covering up a crime. But the district attorney declined to file charges. The decision was kept secret for over a decade. When it became public, it reignited outrage and confusion. In the years since, advances in DNA technology have renewed hope. In 2008, the Boulder district attorney publicly cleared the Ramsey family based on DNA evidence. But critics argue the DNA sample was too small and inconclusive. As of today, no suspect has been charged. The case remains open. JonBenet Ramsey was murdered inside her home. The crime was staged. The investigation failed early. Evidence was compromised. What remains unknown is the most important question of all. Who killed her? JonBenet Ramsey was 6 years old. She did not choose pageants. She did not choose fame. She did not choose to become a mystery. Her case matters because it shows how justice can be lost, not through malice, but through mistakes. It is a story of tragedy, suspicion, and silence, and until the truth is known, it is not over.